Sam for tuning into Sin's Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be reviewing Bring Me Your Midnight by Rachel Griffin. I really do love this author. Let me start by saying that. Her first two books were more contemporary fantasy, whereas this one is more fantasy, but not like high fantasy. It's like low fantasy, I guess, but it's still more in the realm of, hey, this does not take place in the real world. This takes place in this completely new world she's building, and it has a really nice feel to it, really good atmosphere, but it is very much a fantasy while still staying within the realm of, environmentalism and witchiness, which I love. I love both of those. And I like that Griffin is still staying on that whole environmentalism track with her storytelling, because this novel follows Tana, and she lives on, there's this island. Right, here's our island. It's almost shaped like a crescent moon, and then you have the mainland. So all the witches, live on the island. And they do not practice what they like to call dark magic. They practice light magic, which means releasing their magic in really small doses and doing really small spells, nothing grandiose. But every month on the full moon, it's every month, yes. They have a monthly ritual where they go to the coast and they release all the pent-up magic that they haven't used into the ocean. Now, this is having some unforeseen side effects that they don't even realize. By doing that, they are creating these torrents, the ocean surrounding the island really is uncontrollable. It has so many currents and whirlpools, and it's dangerous. It's also eroding the land, and that's because they're pouring all their magic into the ocean. They're releasing it. And if anyone knows anything about Wiccan and paganism, water is a really strong, oh my god, I just had the word. I just had the word in my head, and now I've blanked. Water is important, let's just say that. Oh, it'll come to me. I was just thinking it. That's really annoying when that happens. But water is very powerful, right? Conduit. There we go. That's the word. Conduit. Ha! I knew it would come to me. Water is a really powerful conduit for anyone who practices Wicca or paganism. So I love this symbolism, and by pouring it into the ocean, they're really doing a lot of harm. They're doing a lot of harm to the sea life. They're doing a lot of harm to, they're basically polluting, on a magical level. And I love, once again, that Griffin is really delving into this. But what makes dark magic bad? Well, ages before them, witches used dark magic, and it incited fear from the mainlanders, and, just think Salem witch trials, almost. So they all went to the little island. They said, we're no longer going to practice that type of magic. We will seclude ourselves and do light magic. Well, I think in the case of anything's only bad if the user has ill intention. There's a small coven Tana discovers when she misses the monthly ritual of dark magic users. And they are not evil in the slightest. In fact, they're very pro the environment, and they even tell her, the magic you use is dangerous. You not using your magic is dangerous. You pouring it all into the ocean, these are the ramifications. This is what's happening. You're destroying the ocean. And it really gets Tana thinking, and she starts delving into it, and she starts falling in love with a wolf, even though she's betrothed to Landon, who's the son of the governor of the mainland. Their union is supposed to broker peace. So she is trying to be the dutiful daughter, the good daughter, She's trying to follow all the rules, and then she meets Wolf because she was too busy following a moonflower and being herself that she missed the ritual, missed the release of magic that can only happen at a pivotal moment on a full moon night, and runs into Wolf and learns all about dark magic and how dark magic isn't really bad. It's a part of all of them. It's not, there is no light or dark magic. It's just magic. And all it is, it's just a tool, a part of who they are. And whether they use it for good or bad, I mean, that's up to the individual. If you're going to use it for bad, well then, you know, you're just a bad person. But that doesn't make your magic bad. That makes you bad. Considering what her family does to Tana, I really hated it. Her friend, her mother, once they find out, I did not like how they lobotomized her pretty much by taking away her memories. It was such a heart-wrenching moment, and I'm just like, how could you do this to her? You're supposed to love her. You're supposed to care for her. How could you do this to her? And then the whole romance between her and Wolf, it's just, I mean, you feel Wolf's pain and anguish when she stops remembering him. And I'm just like, ugh. This poor boy. I'm like, just help her remember. That's me at one point. I'm like, help her remember. Come on, help her remember. She loves you enough. Help her remember. And it's great, you know? It's great storytelling. I like how it's still within the line of talking about and addressing environmentalism, but in a fantastical way. You know, I love when authors do that, when they talk about real world things, but they do it through a fantasy medium. It's just really well done, really well executed. I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I love Rachel Griffin's work. Times New Rachel, follow her on Instagram. I love everything she's written. I think The Nature of Witches is probably still my favorite book, but this is a close second. I liked it more than Wild is the Witch, but I didn't love it more than The Nature of Witches. That book is still my favorite of hers. So highly recommend her books, highly recommend her storytelling. I love how she brings that fantasy element. I love how she brings that witchy element into the story, and it's just beautiful, beautiful storytelling, honestly. Love it, loved it so much. So, on that note, if you want more details on the book, I will of course include links in the description. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book-loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.